Hello, this is Deborah. Welcome to my channel. Thank you everyone for tuning in and listening to another taping of my um, wisdom. One of the topics that I want to talk to you about today was protecting your reputation. It's really important to take the time out to protect your reputation. Your reputation is like the way you brand yourself. You know, how you show up in the world and how everyone kind of views and put the picture together. One of the things that I mentioned was the feud between Trump and Omarosa. You know, both of them are a brand. You don't have to say Omarosa's whole name to know who you're talking about. That's how much, her name is a brand. And when you say Trump, everybody pretty much knows that you're talking about Donald Trump. Well, both of those people they have a brand and a reputation. One of the reasons why Trump is able to be so brass and so, different from what we consider the norm, and everybody is being gaslighted by a lot of the things that he's saying and stuff, is because he kind of branded himself out there where he's like somewhat edgy. He is one of those kind of people. He's an outsider. He doesn't participate in normality. He's like, he's treading his own. Blazing his own trail, basically. Whether we like it or not, he's branded himself that way. So he gets away with so much more than the average person who would have been in his same position, like Obama or Bush or anyone that was prior in his position. Because so we accept things from him that we haven't normally accepted from a lot of other people. You know, um, him, touching, playing footsie with white supremacists. I mean, and then this separation stuff. It's like there's like a level of tolerance out there in the world that we've developed only because he's kind of branded himself, like kind of give him a pass. He branded himself so that everyone gives him a pass. But nobody just normally brands themselves as, oh, you can just, you got to excuse that because that's just the way his personality is, his brashness or whatnot. You can't believe what you see. You can't believe what you say. That's even what he says, which is kind of, to be honest, that's not acceptable. That's not acceptable to be able to, tell half truths, lies, deception, and then come back and change your story 50 times. But we've allowed it in so many ways because he's kind of branded himself to be able to do that. And, people explain it away. And Omarosa, her reputation is she's pretty much the same. You're talking about creatures who are pretty much the same. Especially when I say that is like within the black community, Omarosa's reputation with the black community at best is, kind of separated, distant. Most people are not. I mean, I don't see a lot of African Americans that are going to just jump on the bandwagon to be on Omarosa's, boat. But one of the things that the people are rallying around is the idea of the moral ethics of not being able to call an African American woman a dog or go down this path of a continued pattern of behavior that appears to be prejudicial or or racist. A lot of times, in one of the things as an African American woman, I do find the racial undertones that are there, that are present, that are coming out of our White House. And they're real, and it's not something that's fake. Not an everyday average person can get away with doing the stuff that he says and stuff, and not be not put off by that. I'm definitely put off by that. I'm definitely offended, but I'm not going to jump on a bandwagon and run to Omarosa's rescue because she's She uses the black community when it's convenient for her. That's the reputation that, she's built. They have this, we have this love hate thing, but there are a lot of people that are out there and are voicing their opinion that it is unacceptable for the office of the presidency to stoop to such low levels and calling out, Omarosa a dog and all these other things. It's really just pathetic. You know, one of the things, and then also, consistently denigrating and, women, the African Americans. One of the things that Trump said, he says, "What do blacks have to lose?" Well, we have a lot to lose. We have a lot of skin in the game when it comes to America. This is our country, just as well as is the country that belongs to so many other people. This is not, we have a dog in the fight, and so does everybody else. And our dog in the fight when it comes to immigration, when it comes to economics, when it comes to trade, when it comes to tariffs, this all is all of these things impact us as a nation, so therefore that impacts me as an African American woman. But I digressed. Getting back on topic, when it came to reputation. Reputation is one of those things that you have to protect. That doesn't mean that every time somebody says something, you have to validate, what they're saying, or feel like you have to fight them, fight them to get the right perception of who you are. When you're creating your reputation and protecting your reputation, say for instance, somebody may put a rumor out there and it's going to impact your business. It may impact your person or how you're perceived by people that you love and care about. So you go ahead and you set the record straight. It's important to be able to do that. And if someone is misusing that, bring it to, make sure that you do every remedy in order to eliminate them from being able to do that. But note that every time somebody says something or does something doesn't mean that you need to have a dog in the fight and your reputation is on the line. The way your actions are to the people who are most important, you have to assess that. Are they going to be impacted? Is what this other person putting out there believable? Like right now, Omarosa is putting out there that President Trump said the N-word. And, but to be honest with you, it's believable. It's actually very much so believable that he's could have said that. When you come down an escalator and you label, you begin to label Mexicans as rapists and thieves and all these other things, and then on top of everything else, you call women out of their name. You pick fights. You bully people. It's very easy to believe that that you're capable of that. And then you're saying that somebody, on the set of Apprentice says that there's no such tape. You should have been able to say, that's something that I would have never said. And if they can do it, I welcome them to pull out the tape, because it's not one that could possibly exist. That is a person, based on all the things he's saying, and he's flirted around with this white supremacist. It's a strategy. It's a strategy. It goes back to the birtherism with Obama. It goes back to the Central Park, New York Central Park 5. How he put that huge $1 million ad out there. All those things give people like me room for pause. That that could be a possibility. That is how your reputation precedes you. People begin to draw conclusions and stuff on you based on all how you have carried yourself. So don't feel so. If you carry yourself in a certain way where you're trustworthy, you're loyal to the people that you care about most. I'm not saying that you be disloyal and lying to everybody, but you don't owe other people an explanation, and you don't owe the people your personal truth, your history, your story. You're not obligated to be open with everybody. You know, to create, your complete rapport of who you are. But yeah, you should be vigilant in making sure that you protect your reputation, because a lot of times your reputation is the thing that will help you get from point A to point B and be believed. And it's wonderful to be able to have led a life a certain kind of way, so that when there is an opportunity when there is a situation where somebody is questioning your integrity or the way you would address something or the way you would show up in the world, when it comes to your response, somebody can say, no, that's not her. That would be completely out of character for her, because because this person would more than likely do this. I couldn't see them doing that, because that's how they behave. That's how they carry themselves. So when Omarosa put it out there, that I wasn't surprised that she taped him and stuff like that. That's not beneath who she is. And I'm sure she's got other dirt. And even in that one tape, when she was, fishing for information out of that other person, she was kind of baiting that person to kind of divulge information. Imagine, she's probably done that many and many times. And because she was so close to the president, I'm sure he became very comfortable with her. And he probably shared and said all kinds of things with her. All kinds of stuff. I've had, believe it or not, I've been around people who, because I don't like using the N word. I don't think it's appropriate for me, even though I'm African American. I just don't find it appropriate. I don't like to put it even in my vocabulary. I like to use the N. If I'm referring to it, I just put the N. I'm not going to say the whole word. It's just rude, But I can believe that he possibly could have said it. It's a possibility, and that's keeping it real. That's keeping it really 100. And that's just a conclusion I'm drawing based on how he carried himself, his actions and things like that. I remember, that some of the historical things that I've listened to with Hitler. He built up a reputation where he despised this one race of people. I mean, it's not a race, the Jewish people. But during the Holocaust, they also killed people who were non-Jewish. Anybody that wasn't non-Aryan, black people, whoever. But the majority of the people that they were targeting were Jews. But there were blacks that they, killed over there too. They didn't want them. So, but the reputation that Hitler built was that of a racist. And that's how he's framed from here on into eternity. And, even David Duke, all the way into eternity. And so, so try to protect your reputation and make sure that you carry yourself in accordance into how you want to show up in the world. Omarosa is not, it's really sad. I don't support, any person being called a dog, especially by the most powerful man in the world. Our president, he is, that type of behavior is beneath the office that he holds and stuff. And I definitely hope that his wife, Melania Trump, that she have a dialogue with him. She's an advocate for not being bullying, not, cyberbullying and everything else like that. I think that she carries herself very well. I definitely do appreciate, some of the things that she said, especially when it came to LeBron James. I just especially like the way she carried herself during, just in so many different situations and stuff. I hope to someday. I wouldn't care to meet, not wouldn't be thrilled about meeting her husband, but definitely I can see myself wanting to meet Melania Trump because she is building a reputation that is not like her husband. She comes across as a person who is not divisive at all. She comes across like a caring, loving mother. She comes across like that wonderful person who immigrated to the United States to have a better life. She comes across like a soft-spoken woman who can hold and carry her own. She carries herself so elegantly, just wonderful. She's a regal person. So it's just like diametrically different. She's so different from her partner, but um, that's what reputation does for you. She's protecting hers, and I can appreciate that. I definitely can appreciate that as I watch her, during the time as she serves as our president's, as the first lady. But anyhow, protect your reputation. Make sure that you are mindful of how you carry yourself. And if there's some changes that you need to make, do those. Make those changes and stuff. Anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. I hope to be able to share with you more content. And if you have any comments or things that you like me to talk about, please let me know below. Anyway, until next time, bye.